good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I am your host, Data T, and this is my channel, The Good Guys. Today's story, guys, comes out of a very hard to pronounce town. Okay, I'm just going to say parish, Louisiana. And the title reads, Not everyone or not everybody is going to be a victim. Parish, Louisiana, mother kills home invasion suspect. Now, before we get into this story, guys, if you guys wouldn't mind leaving a like, comment, subscribe, hit me on Twitter, I'd appreciate it. Let's dive into today's story.
And out on parole is dead tonight after being killed by a homeowner during a break-in.
It turns out this was the end of a violent day for that intruder when he ran into a Tangipahoa parish mother who refused to be a victim.
Yeah, and Mike McDaniel has more for us tonight.
Yellow police tape was still outside Marquita Hampton's Tangipahoa Parish home Tuesday morning.
We seen nothing but police.
2 days before, authorities say her neighbor shot and killed a man during a home invasion.
They had like the little yellow tape or whatever wrapped around our house.
It happened early Sunday morning at the Hillside Mobile Home Park on Klein Road, just outside of Hammond.
It's incumbent upon the homeowner or a person to use reasonable force to protect themselves.
Chief Jimmy Travis with the Tangipahoa Parish Sheriff's Office says 51-year-old Robert Reams broke into the woman's home while she and her 2 young kids were asleep.
Entered the residence with a covering over his face, armed with a lug wrench and a shovel.
Travis says Reams walked past one child sleeping on the couch, then went into the mother's bedroom. After a scuffle, the mom grabbed a gun and shot Reams in the upper thigh.
Subsequently hit a femoral artery and he bled out on scene.
Just hours before the shooting, Travis says Reams attempted to carjack a man who was giving him a ride. Travis says Reams was also...
Okay, so before we get into this, I want you to see how violent this man is, how at the age of 51 years old, he can do this. Me personally, this is a particular scum of the earth, and I'm glad he's gone. I don't celebrate death of people, but I do celebrate when evil is defeated. I do celebrate when people use self-defense. I celebrate that all the time. And I just want you to look at this particular person, Robert Reams, at 51 years of age. He should absolutely know right from wrong. So I don't have a problem with what happened to him. Check this out.
Robert Reams' violent rampage started Saturday evening. This video shows the brazenness of his crime. He entered the Sunoco wearing a black mask, firing one round into the front counter. He then heads to the register where he fires several more rounds into the drawer to open it. While stealing money, he accidentally fires more rounds while fumbling with the cash. He then flees the store, fires more shots into the air and gets away. A few hours later, he's across town at a local motel where he gets into an argument with a woman.
There was a guy from out of state that was actually staying at the motel that was working here in town. Reams approaches him and says, "Hey, man, can you get me out of here? Can you give me a ride away from here?" And he says, "Sure."
As the Good Samaritan and Reams are driving along Old Baton Rouge Highway, his violence erupts.
Reams starts attacking the driver of the car, starts punching him and choking him or whatever, caused him to come to an abrupt stop and into the ditch.
The driver fled on foot. Reams tried to steal his car, but it was stuck in the ditch, so he too then fled.
He was a very dangerous individual.
Early the next morning at the Hillside Mobile Home Park on Klein Road, just outside of Hammond, officers get a call of shots fired.
So now you see what type of individual he is, okay? And this is why you don't give people rides, right? He tried to carjack a vehicle. He already shot up a convenience store. He's a crazy man, okay? At 51 years old, you're doing this. So let us give a little bit more evidence on what type of person he is. We already know, but maybe he just has, maybe he's grown into his criminal nature at 51 years old? Maybe not. Okay, let's go back to here and we will see if this is the case.
Also out on parole for a 2001 armed robbery conviction. He served about 20 years before being released last March. He had 2 felony convictions before that, one for drugs, another for theft.
This incident fits the Louisiana laws when it pertains.
So he's a bad guy. Now, you won't know this, okay? You won't know this when you meet that particular man in a dark alley in your home, trying to steal your car, trying to steal your money at a movie theater, whatever it may be. You won't know this. But folks, if they are willing to take a gun and rob you, I gotta say, they've probably done it before, at the very least. And those type of individuals, I have no problem when they go. None. And I don't think you should have a problem with it either. Okay? These are very bad people. And this guy, we've seen his record. We've seen him in action. And he had it coming. He had it coming. Let's see the rest of this story, guys. I'm going to stop interrupting. We'll play this out.
To justifiable homicide.
Travis says the break-in was random and doesn't expect criminal charges. Because law enforcement can't be everywhere at once, Travis says homeowners need to be able to protect themselves.
Criminals need to take in consideration that not everybody's going to be a victim.
I haven't seen her since the incident happened.
Back at her home, Hampton can't stop thinking about what if Reams would have broken into her home instead of her neighbors.
That could have been my baby. That could have been my kids in the house. That could have been me shooting somebody that just bringing tears to my eyes just by thinking about it.
A thought just feet away from being reality. Mike McDaniel, Eyewitness News.
Neighbors are telling us the mother and her kids haven't been staying at that home since the shooting. They say the mom does seem to be okay.
And why would they? Why would they want to come back? Okay. Anyway, guys, if you get nothing from this, look at what the lady said. Look at what the sheriff said. What would she do if she had the same thing incident or the same thing happened to her? And then the sheriff talked about, hey, look, some people are not going to be victims. Okay. I would think those of you who watch this, those of you who have subscribed, I'd appreciate it. Those of you who have left likes, you realize you don't want to be a victim. And nobody does. Okay. But we are coming upon a time where we might actually live in the era where guns become more important than ever. If crime keeps continuing to rise, it is going to be so much important that you have your firearm. You may have to arm yourself wherever you go, but we are seeing that states, municipalities, whatever, are trying to disarm the law-abiding citizen, and it's so sad. But guys, what do you think? I'll tell you what I think. Good people have guns. Good people should keep and bear arms to the teeth. And if good people do nothing, there will be no good guys.